So for those of you, probably most of you, that have not just finished watching my practice strokes video, just a quick recap of that period in my life. Back then, I was stationed in Omaha, Nebraska, and there was a guy, he was our lead operator, that took me and my roommate under his wing to try to teach us his philosophy about pool. Some of the stuff he said was, pretty far out there, I felt like. But I think both me and my roommate both, well, we're going to try, because this guy's a hell of a lot better player than us. So we're at least going to listen and pay attention. One of the things that he liked to do is he liked to list all the things that can go wrong with a shot. All the swerves, all the throws, all the deflections, all these things that can go wrong. Plus the fact that it's a round cue ball being aimed at a round object ball so many feet away, however it ended up being. And he would ask us that question, and then he would follow that up with, what the hell are you aiming at? And it was a legitimate question, because there's a hell of a lot of things you got to take into account to make a pull shot. A hell of a lot of things. Is the human brain capable of doing all that? I would say yes. But maybe not every time. Alright, I'm going to interrupt this video in the middle of it and put in this clip. This is the next day. Because I thought I forgot something. And it turned out I was right. Anyway, I have now remembered the thing that I had forgotten. So I'm going to put it in here now instead of at the very end. Because nobody watches at the end of shit. That's when I just stand it there and start rambling even more. So, what I was getting at was there's all these variables in shooting a pull shot. Squirt and swerve and throw. Speed, if you're talking about a bank shot, certainly. All these different things. And yeah, okay, maybe the human brain can figure this out. Let's say I'm playing a game in one pocket. This is my pocket. I'm going to shoot this 5, but I'm going to bank it back here with left English. Fairly common shot, not particularly easy, but just to try to keep the cue ball up there. That's why the left English. Let's say, I don't know, now Dennis, fucking Dennis, and I can figure out exactly what the hell I have to do to make this ball. Swerve and squirt and throw and English throw and all this stuff, and I know damn well what I have to do exactly to make this 5 ball back here with left English. Even knowing all of that, the human body is not capable of doing it with that level of precision that's necessary. Unless you're Dennis, fucking Dennis, because he can do it. But most people, even if they spend all this time figuring this shit out, something's going to be off by a millimeter or a tenth of a millimeter or something. And with this kind of shot, that can be enough. So, it goes back to the question that is the title of the video. Is aiming stupid? What good does it do me to figure all this shit out and then aim it if I can't execute it to begin with? But my subconscious self can put the ball in. Dave did. I didn't do that. Oh, not a sponsor. I forgot to say that. Not a sponsor. I couldn't make that shot 1 out of a million times. But this is my first take today on this. Nobody's going to believe that. I don't really care what people believe. My subconscious knows how to do it. And if I'm able to really give the shot over to my subconscious, that's going to give the shot the best chance to go in. So now I'm going to stop this and insert it in the other video so you can go back to your regularly scheduled video. Later. I have talked a little bit, and I mentioned the name Obi. Obi was the kind of generic name that my roommate and I coined, short for Obi-Wan Moscone, our inner pool player. And this guy that was teaching us, he was all about the inner pool player. He was all about try to be in dead stroke at all times. Don't be aiming shit. Don't be thinking about anything. Just let your inner pool player, Obi-Wan Moscone, shoot damn balls in the hole. Because that's what he's best at. And that was one of the big gists of it, was that Obi is better pool player than me, better pool player than my roommate, better pool player than the guy that was teaching us. Because he had no preconceived notions, no distractions. He would just put balls in the hole. And I took that philosophy to heart, at least as far as to try it. Even back then, I really liked trying different things, different approaches to stuff. It was very similar to like, there was a book out about it called The Inner Game of Tennis. I can't remember who wrote it, but it was like that. It was just let go of your brain and let your subconscious do everything. But the philosophy that was being taught to us was that this was about pool. It was very interesting, and I tell you what, for a long time, this was probably 87 until the early 2000s. That's the way I shot. I just did my damnedest to give my game over to my subconscious self, to Obi-Wan Moscone. Of course, as I got older, Obi-Wan Moscone started seeming more and more and more like a stupid name, and B, like, I don't know, possibly an excuse to miss. Well, I didn't miss that shot. Obi missed that shot. That type of bullshit. These were all things that we've been warning about stuff like this. About how anytime you screw something up, your ego, your conscious brain, was likely to jump in there and go, see, if you'd have let me shoot that shot, we'd have made it. Things like that. This was, like I said, even back then, I liked trying shit. But this was some pretty far out there stuff for me. It was, there's a miss. It was definitely interesting, and I was definitely not bored, and I definitely had an awful lot of matches and stuff in the league where I couldn't have done it. I mean, I ran out the set a few times in Seattle. I couldn't have done it, but my subconscious could, and he did. Pretty cool share, right? Problem with it is that, well, it's just like I said, mistakes do happen. Usually the mistakes happen because I didn't really give the shot over like I wanted to. I kind of almost did, and then I missed. And then my ego jumps in and goes, if you'd let me shoot that, we'd have made it. This is a never-ending and constant battle. And I have strayed away from using this philosophy to shoot quite a bit. I haven't strayed away from it completely. But I just kind of I guess I just got tired of my ego jumping in there and telling me he could make the shot. So part of me was like, okay, fine, you think you can fucking do better? Go for it. I guess. I could be wrong. I could still be wrong. As I've gotten older, tables have gotten bigger, tables have gotten tighter. Remember, I used to play a lot of bar pool. Now in Seattle, the bar tables were 4 by 8s, not 3.5 by 7 like in Omaha, but still, pretty small table, relatively big pocket. It was when When I got to where I was playing on tougher equipment, that's when I started feeling like I needed to do something about it. I needed to be a part of the shooting process and not just give it over to my inner self. Oh, I don't know if I can hit that ball. We're going to find out. I just barely hit it. I was going somewhere with this video. I don't remember where. I guess it was just, well, one of the things that was told to us was at the level that we were at there, mid to late 80s, we had at some point probably shot most shots. I'm not saying made them. I'm saying at least tried them. We'd encountered them before. And the lesson that this guy was trying to impart to us was that, well, we may not have learned anything from shooting that shot. Our subconscious almost certainly did learn something from shooting that shot. And so, where I might try to bank this 5 back here, I have a slight clue how to do it. The theory is my subconscious knows exactly how to do it. I just have to fully give the shot over to him and let him shoot the shot. Easier said than done. My subconscious probably wouldn't have scratched either. It's I like playing with shit, I like messing with shit. This is just yet another thing. For me, this is just like playing with a really short bridge, or using a dippy stroke, or following through to the extreme like Eddie Teller used to say. It's just another thing for me to mess around with and try to have fun with. Ball's horrible. That was horrible. Shouldn't have shot that one because that's ending the video on a really bad note. I was going someplace with this. Don't remember where. Just people try to tell everyone else what to do, how to do it. You should do it this way because that's the way I do it, or that's because the way my dad taught me how to play does it. That's the way Efren does it. Whatever. Everybody is different, and everybody should have, I believe, different approaches to how they do things. If for no other reason is that it's fun and it keeps the game interesting. I've said before, maybe not on one of these YouTube videos, but I'm never going to be in a Hall of Fame, okay? I've come to grips with that. I'm also 56 years old. I haven't quite come to grips with that yet, but I guess eventually I will. So I'm not playing pool to get in the Hall of Fame or get on the Moscone Cup or anything like that. I'm playing pool to have fun. So this whole Obi-Wan Moscone thing for me is another thing that's fun. Keeps it interesting. And that's what I look for when I play. I look for fun and interest and all that. I don't look for failures. I don't particularly even look for successes. I just look to try to have a good time doing it and be glad that I'm doing it and I still have a little bit of health left to be able to do it. I think that's it. I think I'm going to get off my soapbox and stop this video. Later.